What's up, guys? We're back. Stephen Clark here, the Lock It In podcast with Dylan Engler. We are going to recap top 25 day one games. So, Dylan, were you excited? Was good first day of college basketball, you think?
Yeah, well, Steve, first of all, we have been struggling getting this episode out. I mean, we were planning on doing an
Yeah.
episode about a week ago, and there has been a ridiculous amount of technical difficulties. I'm not even in the spot that I should be in right now. I'm in what looks like a jail cell. I got my LSU Shaq jersey in. Steve, first of all, I'm pumped to be here, bro. It's been too long since we did one. The people have been asking. We're back. First of all, okay? Second of all, last night, man, I loved it. It was a great slate. I literally told everybody at my work, I'm like, hey, I'm going into my room and I'm locking the door. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm watching college hoops, and that's exactly what I did, Steve. We got some great games to go over, and I'm pumped to do it.
Nice, nice. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's go to Houston, number two, playing the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. 75-57 in score. I think the spread was close to 40. And just from the gambling perspective of me and my brother were talking about some of the lines before the games yesterday. 40 point. I don't know. 40 points is a lot. I did not feel comfortable putting them in my parlay, but I'm confident in Houston, and I liked Houston last year. I like them this year. They're returning a lot of the same guards, which I think is important. Bringing back those guards to the next year, Uzan and Sharp. I mean,
Yep.
they had an okay game. Both of them were not shooting that great from three, only 1 for 5 and 1 for 4, but they put up 24 and 12 respectively. Lehigh kind of hung with them in the first half. They actually outscored them in the second half. So, you know, what is that, like a 16-point loss to Houston to open the season? Not bad for Lehigh. I think we can expect more out of Houston going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be a couple of box score merchants for a couple of these games because we couldn't watch them all, right? But 5 minutes of the Houston game. Impressed with Sharp, box score merchant, like I said, 24 points, seven rebounds. Chris Stenak, little shout out, Link's finest. So I think he played really well. Started in his freshman debut, 12 and 10, got a little double double action. But yeah, 40-point line from a Kelvin Sampson team is kind of crazy. I'd say it's not like Houston's going to go out there and score 100 points a game. So yeah, I probably would have taken the under there, but yeah, Houston got the dub. Probably not in the most exciting fashion, but they took care of business. So
Yeah, I would have taken the under, but I definitely think how aggressive they are defensively and just how relentless they are. I think it's yeah, maybe they won't put up 100 points, but they're going to keep the other team under 40 points in a game,
yep,
something
yep.
crazy like that. But not much to talk about there. Let's jump ahead to one of the games of the night: Arizona and Florida. Obviously, two top 25 matchup, 3 and 13 respectively. Kind of surprised. I mean, I think everyone thought that Florida was gonna just pick up where they left off last year with the national championship, and kind of what I alluded to in our preseason video. I didn't think anything was set in stone until you see these guards perform for Florida, the transfers, and I think I was right in a sense. I mean, Boogie Flan, 3 for 9, 0 for 2 from three, 9 points. Xavier Lee, 5 for 17, 3 from 11 from three, 14 points. You know, not going to get it done against these high level
Yep,
teams,
yep,
which
yep.
showed. I mean, you got Jaden Bradley's in his like fourth or fifth year for Arizona. He stepped up. He had a good game. And then Koa Pete, I mean, unreal. I mean, unexpected because I think everyone looks at Florida and looks at the bigs and their front court and they're like, wow,
Yeah,
they're going to dominate whoever they play in that sense. But I mean, he went nuts. So
yeah. No, I think it was a fun game, bro. Definitely. I guess early pick of game of the year for sure. Koa Pete kind of inserting himself in that Fab Four now, I guess, a freshman, right? With Devonta Peterson and Boozer with Duke. Koa Pete's he's a monster, bro. Like some big time plays from him. I'm really impressed by all these freshmen across the board. Just their court vision, their ability to pass the ball. I think he got 6 assists last night. Like that's not nothing. That's a good assist game for a college freshman. Yeah, he looks big. He looks strong. That's probably the best front court in the nation in Florida, right? And he just kind of dominated them. Yeah, Steve, I'm not gonna lie, you hit it on the head talking about Florida's backcourt. They are struggling. I think they weren't awful last night by any means. Like they
Yeah.
weren't terrible, but I think Xavier Lee is more of a two guard. I think he's a little bit undersized as a two guard in the SEC. He's not a fantastic passer, and sometimes he gets caught in midair going off of 1 foot, and he's not the best at that. Um, he's shifty. I like him. He's a good shooter, and I think that he'll be fine. But I think you're right. I think they lost a lot in their backcourt, and I think that's going to be tough to replace.
What do you think about Florida moving to the bigger lineup? I think moving Thomas Howe to the 3. I mean, he had a great game. He had 27, 4 and 2, but starting Howe, Chinyelu, and Condon, bringing Micah Handlogden off the bench. I mean, what do you think about Todd Golden moving to that lineup, putting Howe at the 3?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if it's because he trusts his two guards or if he trusts like Condon a lot. I said it before. I'm not the biggest fan of Condon. I don't think he's a great SEC player. Yeah, obviously Howe like played really well last night. I would love to see Howe at the 4, but we'll see. I mean, Golden has a method to his madness, so we'll see if it works out. I'm not a fan of it, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it just kind of speaks to the versatility of the bigs. I mean, like you said, I think Howe would probably be a traditional like stretch 4, like kind of a mobile 4, but the fact that you can put him at the 3 and he can hold up defensively against a guard on the perimeter, and Alex Condon being the stretch 4, basically, he's a center basically, hanging out on the perimeter. Right. I mean that's pretty impressive. I think that will go a long way when it comes to SEC time when they're playing against better competition and stuff like that. So
absolutely,
so, yeah, and I think it'd be remiss if we didn't even mention. I think I did mention Jaden Bradley's game, but I mean he had a great game.
Yeah, no, Bradley, he's tough. They got there, bro. They're exciting. I think looking back on it, the AP polls kind of slept on them a little bit. They have some good returners, and they got 2 freshmen coming in there with some dogs, so they're gonna be good.
All right, let's go over to UConn number 4, hosting the New Haven Chargers, a new D1 team. The spread was 42.5, and
I saw that, bro.
I told someone, I said, you should hammer UConn because this, like, UConn blows out teams. This is a brand new D1 team. And they hung in there. Surprisingly, I think that's a trend we're going to see going forward with these, big schools, like higher ranked schools going up against mid-majors, is the trend with all the transfers and everything. There's more mid-major players on high major teams now. So the level of competition is more on the same playing field than we realize, I think. So I think we're going to see a lot of mid-majors cover, but what's your biggest takeaway from that game?
Oh, I think you're right, bro. I think you're right again. It's interesting. I think the talent's going to filter up, right? Like the top talent in Division I basketball is always going to filter up, but at the same time, like at the end of the day, there's going to be mid-major players at every single level of Division I college basketball, and I think it showed last night. Solo ball, decent, 18-5. I think he'll be okay. Again, kind of box score merchant on this one. I didn't watch it fully. I think I watched 2 minutes of this game, but Caravan was good, right? I think we talked about it last time. We're expecting another good year out of Caravan. Who knows what that looks like? But I think we've always been a little disappointed in each of the years he's came back. So maybe he's got a breakout season incoming. We'll see.
What do you think about? I'm looking here at. I know I talked about Silas Demery Jr. and bringing Malachi Smith off the bench, the transfer from Dayton. I mean, between the two of them and Solo Ball, I mean, 3 high-level guards. How do you think Dan Hurley is going to spread the ball between the 3 of them effectively?
I think the problem of having too many guards is so much better of a problem than having too many bigs, because I think guards, you can always fall back on your guards. You're going to win your games based off of your guards. You saw it last year with Walter Clayton. It's going to be interesting how Dan Hurley does it. His system is usually favors those guards. So I think by them having 2 solid bigs, I think Caravan's going to be really good for them. They have good big men. So because of that, I think their guards they're gonna have to pick and choose their spots a little bit more this year than they have been in the past. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see 3 or 4 true guards on the floor at all times for UConn. Not at all times, but at least sometimes for UConn.
Yeah, no Terrace Reed in that game either. I'm not sure why, but he did not play. So that could have been a factor as to why they didn't kind of run away with it. All right, St. John's, number 5, preseason poll against Quinnipiac, the Bobcats. 108-74. They took care of business. They were up 20 at halftime. Dylan Mitchell had 18. Start of the game, transfer from Cincinnati. Bryce Hopkins had 8. Ian Jackson had 15. So, a team full of bringing in some new pieces, seeing how they're all going to fit together. Again, probably not much to talk about in this game, but just kind of excited to see them go up against some better competition and how they'll fare in Big East play.
Yeah, this was my Big East pick, and I'm really comfortable with that pick after last night. They look good. Like, they have a lot of weapons. They're deep, bro. Like, maybe the deepest team in the country, so I'm excited for them, and I'm very confident in that Big East pick for sure.
Yeah. All right, we got Michigan, number 7, versus the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Again, took care of business. They had like 100 points with 10 minutes to go, 121-78. Yaxel Lindenberg came off the bench, surprisingly enough, to open the season. I'm not sure. I know he was injured. He had a big
I think
wrap.
that's what it was.
He had a big wrap on his shooting hand.
Yeah.
So I saw a tweet from someone saying that even with one hand, he could be Conference Player of the Year. So, I mean, he played 22 minutes, had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 for 2 from 3. So, obviously, that injury didn't affect his shooting too much. But they got a good team. I mean, they got Elliot Cadeau from UNC. He's a proven starting point guard for good teams. Burnett, the transfer from Alabama a couple of years ago, he's finding his role. So, again, another team, just excited to see what happens when they get into some better games and see them playing. I would love to see Lindenberg play against some high-level competition.
Yeah, 2 things on that. First of all, I think it's funny, the smallest sample size you can have, right? But we always talk about Yaxel's, impact on the game. Who do you think had the highest plus-minus last night?
Was it Cadeau, maybe?
It was Yaxel. It was
Oh,
Yaxel.
was it? Wow.
In only 22 minutes. In 22 minutes, he had the highest plus-minus for Michigan. So really interesting there. Like I said, smaller sample size. But also, maybe I'm jumping ahead of the gun here, but Elliot Cadeau, 12 assists, 1 turnover. Maybe we have a preseason, or not a preseason, but I guess an early season assist-to-turnover ratio leader. I don't know. That's pretty cool. But he really took care of the ball last night, and he's a great passer, man.
Yeah.
He's a great passer.
I think it's just going to... You kind of saw it when he was at UNC that he's not that great of a shooter, and when they got into conference play, and I think we can talk about this as when we played in college, that non-conference games are a real chance for you to kind of do your thing, and the scouting report isn't as heavy.
Not there yet.
So when it gets to conference play, you sometimes play worse teams and they guard you better because they know your actions, they know how you play, they've seen the film through non-conference. So when they get to conference play, I think it'll be interesting to see how they guard him the same way that they guarded him at UNC. Villanova BYU game. This is one of the few games I actually did get to watch. I was telling Dylan, there was so many games on last night. I felt like my brain just could not digest so many games at one time. I mean, I was doing all I could just to watch one game, seeing there's so many new faces. Everyone's on a different team now. I'm just trying to figure out who plays for who at this point. So, but yeah, it was a good game all around. I think going into it, we were both pretty high on BYU. We're both big on AJ. I liked Villanova's team. I think they got a little ways to go. I think BYU's got a long way to go. They got the talent there. I'll tell you one more thing about AJ, watching him play. You can see he's got the talent. I mean, he is so raw in the sense of his skill. That move he had near the end of the game, they kept running the screen, the Gortat screen.
Yeah, Gortat, yeah.
So with Kiba Keita, and they couldn't guard it worth a lick. But there was
Yeah.
one move where he was on the right side and he spun, and I swear he like spun like the entire lane from one side. He's got such long strides.
Yeah.
He's quick. He's got springs in his shoes. He can jump really quickly.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between someone who can jump high and someone who can get off the floor quick. And he gets off the floor quick. One thing
Agreed.
offensively, his shot selection has got to get better. I think you saw a lot of him coming off screens and kind of like what BYU likes to run with Kevin Young and getting off the screens. They like to get the defender on their back and play from there and play slow. And I don't know if it's his mechanics that look a little off, but his mid-range jump shot looks off. I mean, it looks rushed. It looks like he's forcing it in a sense. I mean, I think he needs to focus more on getting onto the rack, but I'd like to see how that shot comes along.
I think BYU was probably my favorite team to watch last night, not only because of how exciting they are to watch, but just because they are good, like very, very good. They have 5 options that are legit options. Richie Saunders, bro, he's a bucket. Like, I knew he was a bucket last year, but like watching him this year, like he was a little bit sick last night, and like, dude, he's tough. They're a tough team. Rob Wright, really, really good.
He's lightning quick.
Lightning quick, bro. I 100% agree. With AJ, here's my thing with AJ. I love him. He's still my number 1 pick in the draft if I'm drafting. I think the upside is huge with him. And when I look at him, it's like, dude, he has a baby face. Like, he is like, he looks so young. He looks so raw. Like, he's got a lot of potential to hit. My one thing, and I always look at this with non-shooters, I don't love his shot now, and I don't know if I love how his shot is going to develop. And this is the number 1 thing I always look for is free throw percentage. Like, he's always been a mid 60 percent in like the free throw percentage. I just feel like he's not a natural talent to shoot. And I think the free throw percentage always speaks volumes. So, like, okay, if that's going to get better, like, that's the baseline.
Yeah.
And it's not really there. I am worried about that.
I agree with that. And I think I've heard before with a lot of NBA scouts when they talk about, oh, will their 3-point shot translate to an NBA 3-point shot? They look at NBA or at free throws. So
Yep.
Shout out to Kiba Keita. Was not familiar with his game. That he's tough, and
he's big. He's a big body.
But that's the thing is like he's not that big. He's literally he's their starting center, and he's 6'8".
He's a big body.
And I mean that sequence when he had that putback dunk with the one hand and comes back and block. I mean, I think as long as he is still producing. I mean, he didn't even have that crazy of a stat line. He only had 8, 7, and 3 blocks.
Yeah, I think BYU sneaks into like my 4 or 5 spot. If I'm being honest, they're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
All right. We can kind of briefly go over Louisville. Not much to talk about there. They were up 59-15 at halftime. Blew out South Carolina State. I didn't see Kason Pryor play. Do you know? Yeah, I don't know when he comes back, but they could be a different team when he comes back. I think they've got. I mean, they're a deep team. I think Adrian Woolley, the transfer from Kennesaw State. I mean, he was one of the top transfer people, and they got him coming off the bench. I mean, he only played 16 minutes, 5 points. I mean, I know this is one game sample size, but Ryan Conwell looked good. Isaac McNeely looked good. He was 5 of 11 from 3. Mikael Brown Jr., he looked solid. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes from here. I mean, each of them only played like 20 minutes, so against a shit team. So like, who knows? But
we'll see. I think Cason's still hurt from last year. He tore his ACL, but he's on the come up, and they're gonna be. That's another good team, bro. Another fun, exciting team. Them and Kentucky's gonna be a fun game to watch this year. So
UCLA 80-74 over Eastern Washington. I saw Cronin after the game. He was saying that he should be fired for how bad an opening night. Yeah. I mean, considering Boise State probably had one of the worst opening night losses in forever. It almost rivals when Pitt lost to Citadel a couple of years ago.
Come on, boy. Come on.
Yeah. So that. Anyways, so
hey, can I give a little shout out to myself on the Donovan Dent pick? Not like it was like way out of left field, but like, dude, 21-9, and like he's good, and that's something that I said at the beginning of the season. He's
Yeah,
gonna be
no,
really good, so
yeah.
be ready for him.
Yeah, Arkansas against Southern, 109-77 took care of business. Brazil, 25-11. Here's what I'll say about him. I played against him 2 years ago when Arkansas. It was the last year of Eric Musselman. They weren't doing that well. I think before that, he tore his ACL like the year before something, and he was on draft boards at that point. And then that season, 23-24, he was not playing well. Like he was like on the verge of transferring and all that, wasn't playing. And he's had a resurgence. And I'll say like I've been impressed with his game since being in that lull. I think you see a lot of players lose their confidence and they'll transfer out, and
Yeah.
you won't hear from him again. But he's on draft boards again, and I think
Yeah.
he'll be a good NBA player one day.
He's exciting, bro. He plays like he's a 7'2" demigod, bro. Like he is scary to watch, and he can jump out the gym.
Yeah.
Arkansas, man. I'm gonna shout out my coworker again. He might be onto something, bro. They look really good. I watched like 10 minutes of their game, dude. They're exciting.
Who's
Like,
your
they're
coworker?
exciting. They're a fun team. AG Jordan Grant, Arkansas's maybe biggest fan. Coaches the hybrid team, but dude, he's on it. From day one, he was like, "Hey, this is Arkansas's tough. They're top 5," and I'm like, "Bro, you're just saying that, dude. He's onto something.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's onto something, man."
Alabama 91-62 over North Dakota. Phylon with 22-8. I think we'll get to see
Yeah, come on.
kind of a big jump, kind of like with Auburn. We'll get into that game later, but Phylon and Pettiford, freshmen coming in, they were good players for the team. They're the man now for both teams, so it'll be interesting to see both of them take that next step and kind of see where their game goes from there. Iowa State over Fairleigh Dickinson, 88-50. Shout out Fairleigh Dickinson, Coach Castleberry,
They're coach.
and Cole Alexander too. But
Sir.
they got that ass whooped. But
Couldn't get the dub. That's all right.
yeah, it's all good. Illinois 113 over Jackson State. Illinois is basically just a team full of European players. Can't even read
Yeah.
their starting lineup. It's just David Mirkovic, Ivica. Like I'm not even gonna attempt it. They just got straight foreign players.
Omislav, yeah. Yeah, they're good, bro. Illinois is going to be good this year, and like they are very spread out. And bro, like it's no secret, Europeans play the game differently than Americans. Like
Yeah.
if you watch their game, like bro, the ball movement, like the decision making, like I guarantee you, they're going to be like top of the country in assist to turnover rate. Like they're going to be top of the country in just like passes per possession. Like they like to play fast, but at the same time, if they're in half court, bro, they're going to move the ball. They're going to get the right shot every single time. Like bro, Europeans, man, they're starting to take over college basketball, and rightfully so, bro. Like they just play the game the right way, dude. They just do. Like
Yeah.
they just do.
We got former pro Europeans coming to play. We got G League players
that's
getting
crazy.
eligibility.
Wild.
Insane. Like
Wild.
I think that's where the line has to be drawn. Like I don't even know like who even thought like I think the first G League guy, I don't know who it was, but he committed to Louisville, and I think it showed
Yeah.
like
A couple weeks ago, right?
Kelvin Sampson. They were asking him about it in an interview, and he was like, I don't even know we could recruit these guys. Are we recruiting these guys? And his son, the associate head coach, was like, yeah, we're talking to a few. And I'm like, how do you even know you can recruit people like that? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I think the NCAA has a lot of work to do with some of these rules.
Yeah. They also need to hurry up with this payout for the NIL repayment thing.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't sign up in time. Not like Citadel would have gotten much money anyways.
I didn't get any from
I'm missing
Citadel.
out like $20 a year, bro. I think I'm missing $20 a year for 10 years. Like, oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, Tennessee home against Mercer, 76-61. Took care of business, but not necessarily in the dominant sense that we're used to seeing Tennessee at home. I think Tennessee playing at home is one of those places where, maybe you can compare it to like Kentucky, Auburn, Duke, where it's
Yeah,
just like
that's-
it doesn't
yeah.
matter who is on the team. Like you're playing in
You're gonna show up.
Knoxville, like
You're
they're
gonna
going to
show up.
shot. And I think it was a little surprising seeing them not just absolutely dismantle Mercer, but we'll see. It could have been just first game, new players, whatever. Kansas, Green Bay, Darren Peterson had 22 points in 20 minutes, basically. I mean,
Mhm.
small sample size. Again, not much to talk about, but like it's gonna be nice to see. I think they play UNC later this week, Friday.
Yeah.
Too bad I
Yeah.
can't watch it because YouTube TV just wants to absolutely screw me over, and screw
Yeah,
us
that's-
over. So
That's not the meta. I'm telling you, bro. It's not the meta.
What do you-
ESPN Plus.
what you have, but you can't watch it on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. So if it's not on ESPN Plus, I just go on Crack Streams, bro. If I'm being honest. Just
What
go
do
on
you
Crack
use?
Streams
Because
or
I
Met
thought
Streams.
they got rid of Stream East.
Crack Streams. It's literally called Crack Stream. And then if that's on Open, Met Stream.
Gotcha.
One of the two, bro. They
Lock It In
always got
podcast presented by Crack Streams. We want to appreciate
Come on,
their,
bro.
their hard work,
Sponsor it.
man.
Come on,
I
man.
mean, they're about to start
Come on.
putting these videos on Crack Stream. So go to Crack Stream,
Yes,
check us out.
Sir. Yes,
Um,
sir. Yes, sir.
Auburn against Bethune-Cookman. Tough first game
Dude.
for Stephen Pearl.
Yeah.
They
Oh, you see that? You see that foul? You see that
yeah,
foul?
I didn't see it. I saw it like on the box score. I was like, they fouled a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, probably fouled him, whatever. Like that, I watched the replay. That was ridiculous. I mean, they just look out of sorts. This is not. I'll say it right now. This is not the same Auburn team we're going to be used to seeing. Like you're going to see a dramatic drop after this
agree.
year. So
And I hate putting like concrete stuff down. Like they're not going to be good. Like but I agree, dude. I don't think they're going to be the same. I think Pettiford is a bright spot for them. Other than that, bro, I don't think they have it. I just don't think they have it this year. Whole
Yeah.
bunch of new players. They don't got the same guys. They don't have the same coach. Like it's just I don't think they got it this year.
Gonzaga home against Texas Southern, 98-43. They destroyed them. Tyon Grant
Grant Foster's
Foster.
back.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit. You know, transfer from
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, dude. So I joined college in 2019. I have stopped playing. I played 5 full years of college basketball. I have stopped playing for 2 years. He joined in 2018, and he is still playing.
Yeah.
Can you please make that make sense to me? I don't understand it. I don't understand, like, there's just got to be, like, a limit of how many years you can be in college. I don't care, like, if you can't just take as many red shirts as you want. Like, he took 2 JUCO years, and apparently those just don't count anymore. So those don't count. He had a heart problem at Kansas, so he didn't play for, well, COVID year didn't count. So his first 3 years don't count. And then his 4th year, he didn't play because of the heart issue. And then he plays 2 or 3 years at Grand Canyon and then has another year. So don't understand
Go get that bag. Go
I
get
mean,
that bag.
I don't blame him. I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
But Michigan State, Colgate, 80-69. Michigan State returns a lot of the same players from, like, they're one of those teams that doesn't have a lot of turnover with the transfer portal. Like, they retain a lot of their own players, and they don't really
they
bring
do.
in a lot of transfers. They brought in Trey Fort, who was a big-time scorer in the SoCon at Samford last year. He's coming off the bench for them. But the Jeremy Fears is still there. Cohen Carr, Cooper, Kohler, like, you know, they're returning the same starting lineup minus Richardson from last year.
Yeah. And I think Izzo's been like really public on this stuff, but like I think it really irks him like there's just not any more continuity in college basketball. Like it's like none of the rosters are the same, and like I think Michigan State's really big on like the brotherhood. Like I know Duke kind of coined brotherhood, but like Michigan State also has a brotherhood there. Like they always bring their former players back and do stuff, and like I think it really bothers Izzo that that's not there anymore. So I think he almost makes it a point to kind of keep his guys, and it's interesting to see because I feel like the way that college basketball is moving, we're not going to get it anymore. We're not going to get, you know, those teams where you're just like, you got a 4-year player there. Like, it's just like a legendary player. Like, you're just not really going to see that anymore. So I think this is kind of the last of the era. Like, Tom Izzo's kind of the last of the era of, like, kind of player retention and keep your guys around. You know what I mean?
Says a lot about Tom Izzo, too, just as a coach. I mean, there's a lot of good coaches still out there today that they can't even convince their players to stay because of the money and stuff. I mean, obviously they're paying their players, obviously, but like the relationship between him and his players is obviously special enough that he's able to retain these players and take care of them.
There's definitely value there.
Yeah.
There's definitely value there.
Last one, talk about UNC against Central Arkansas, 94-54, 40-point win. Caleb Wilson looked really good. I think he was 1 from 1 from outside from 3, and I think that's definitely the question mark with him. But I'll talk about someone, and this may not be someone that you may be like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about off the top here. Jaron Stevenson, transfer from Alabama. When he was a pretty big time recruit 2 or 3 years ago. Decided between UNC and Alabama. Went to Alabama. He's from Chapel Hill. I thought he was a great player a couple years ago. He was, he's like 6'10", has size 17 feet. Like he's a guard essentially, and he just has not panned out. I mean, he averaged 5 points both years at Alabama, and he comes and I haven't heard a lot from him in the preseason on his role with this team. I've heard a lot about Caleb Wilson, Seth Trimble, the center from Arizona. But, I mean, he played 19 minutes, 5 points, 1 for 4. I mean, it's just – you're not really seeing the production out of him. And I would like to see more out of him on this team if this team wants to be good going forward.
Yep.
So, they got Zayden High back, too. He played 11 minutes, didn't score. He was a pretty big recruit, too, a forward for them 2 years ago. Left the team for a year, didn't play, and then came back. So
that seat is hot over there. That seat is red hot over there.
I concur on that. I definitely think that if this is one thing, I think UNC just always has such high expectations, and their preseason top 25 expectation is that you always compete for a national championship there. You're always competing for ACC championship, everything. If they're not better than Duke or Louisville or whatever the next ACC team is, I definitely agree with you. I think there could be some change coming forward. So, well, that wraps up that. We're gonna get a video out to you guys recapping the highlights of the Texas Duke game as soon as that comes out tonight after the game. What are you looking at in this game? I don't know a ton about Texas. I know we watched the Tennessee Duke game. We're both impressed by Cam Boozer. Spread is 10.5. What is it in Madison Square Garden? I think so.
I don't know. Good question. Great question, Steve. I don't know.
No, it's in Charlotte. It's at the Spectrum Center. So in North Carolina, basically a home game for Duke.
Okay.
Opened at 7.5, and it already jumped up to 10.5. So everyone's obviously hammering Duke.
Yep.
What do you think this Texas team is going to look like with Sean Miller coming in from Xavier?
We'll see. Sean Miller is I get it. Like, college basketball is about putting yourself in the right position, and if that means switching teams all the time, that means switching teams all the time. He's one of those guys, like I said, switching teams all the time. So we'll see. I've always loved his system. Like, I've always thought that he's been a good coach everywhere he's went. Like, he's had success. It hasn't really been at the highest level. Like, he's never – Steve, do you know how many Final Fours he has? I don't know if he has any Final Fours, does he?
Where was he at before Xavier?
He's at Arizona, right?
Yeah, did they go one time with Arizona?
I don't know. I don't know if he has any Final Fours. You can look that up while I'm talking.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm not too familiar with Texas, the team. I know they brought in a lot of transfers this year, and I think they're really high on their transfers. I kind of looked at them, and I think they're pretty high on their transfers. I just love Duke, bro. Duke's going to be really good again. Like, Boozer has really impressed me. I always go back and forth in my head, like 1, 2, and 3. Peterson, Debanza, Boozer. Boozer's court vision has always been really good. Like, that's what I've noticed from him as of late. So it's going to be a fun game, bro. I love college basketball, bro, and I'm pumped to watch this game tonight.
Yeah, he has not reached the Final Four. He was at Xavier, then went to Arizona from 2009 to 2021, then back to Xavier for 3 years, and then now he's at Texas. So,
yeah. All right, Steve, I'm going to put you on the spot here, okay? And I'll go first so you can do your research while I'm talking. I want one game that surprised you from not a top 25 team. I'll go first.
From yesterday?
Yes. I think the obvious one was Boise State, bro. Oh, my gosh. That is like what a at-large bid killer. Like they're
Doesn't
in
even
that
count.
weird
It doesn't
spot.
even count according to the rules. They were saying it doesn't even count because they don't even qualify to be calculated in the net.
I guarantee it's gonna count. I promise it's gonna
Well,
count. And I know they
obviously,
say it won't.
yeah, it will pass. Like it will definitely affect like the if they're in the top like 10 plus or minus for the at large
Yeah,
bid. Like obviously, yeah, they're gonna look at that, but like
yeah,
technically on the
yeah,
net, it doesn't
yeah.
count.
And they're just that weird spot where it's like I always feel like the Mountain West, like the AAC, like maybe the A10, like they're always in that spot where it's like, dude, maybe they should get a couple more at-large bids, and they never do. So like I think Boise State's kind of hanging its head on like, okay, now we got to win our conference. Yeah, dude, exciting game to watch. I watched the last like 2 minutes of it, like on the edge of my seat, bro. Hawaii Pacific almost blew it. I heard somewhere that like Hawaii Pacific doesn't even have their own gym. Like they got to
Yeah,
go
they
somewhere
work
to
at
like
a.
play games.
I
Like
think they said I said saw somewhere that their school was out of a strip mall, an old strip mall.
crazy, crazy, bro. Good for them, man. Kind of put them on the map. That was fun. And my head coach, he went to Boise State, played at Boise State, so he was pretty upset about that yesterday. But it was a fun game, bro. It was a fun game.
You're not here. The team I'm gonna give you, and kind of in the same sense, like more of a disappointment from a high major, Penn State versus Fairfield. They
Yeah,
were
yeah. I was
down.
thinking about it.
They were down 15-0 to start the game. Again,
Yep.
kind of reminiscent of a good old Citadel Bulldogs team that started the game on a 14-2 run against Pittsburgh back in the
I'm
day.
on.
But they ended up winning. Penn State ended up winning, but that coach is his butt is melted to that seat. It's so hot. I mean, I this has got to be his last year for sure.
We'll see. We'll see.
So,
We'll see.
anyways, but yeah, appreciate y'all listening in. For those who listened in, we're gonna try to get more videos out of us reacting to the highlights, so that way we can talk
Yep.
more about like kind of the sets they're running and like. Because I think that's a big part of what me and Dylan enjoy about basketball. We love the sets. We love the concepts of
Especially the
the
nose. Yep.
offense and defense. So we're gonna try to get you that Duke and Texas
Recap.
recap
Absolutely.
tonight. We can talk about what kind of sets they're running for Cam Boozer. I saw a lot of it when I watched the Tennessee Duke game. I saw a lot of the sets are setting a lot of up screens for him to get down on the block, get in position. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Steve. It was fun.
All
Always
right.
fun with you, man. I'm excited for tonight. I'm excited.
All right.